Morning, morning, morning. Good afternoon, depending on which part of the world you're from. Still having me coffee. The elves have caused mayhem once more in the Livesey household. Creating slides in the lounge. What craziness, what's craziness. Anyway, match day 3 is over. What absolute drama it has caused. One of the best final, group game stages I can remember. But that's probably because I can't remember the last one. I think that's always the case, isn't it? It's the best World Cup ever. Morning, Penguin. How you doing, mate? Great to have you on board, Calvin. How's your World Cup going, mate? Hey, listen, I'm glad you're on. Just wondering, are you still with me? Let me know if you're still with me. I've had a thought. Anyway, I'm going to have a quick look at my team from last week. What I'm going to do, I did start a stream yesterday where I spent ages going through all the different, all the different teams. Well, I say all the different teams. It took me an hour and a half and I got through 4 teams. I think I just chat a little bit too much. So I don't think it's as concise enough for what people would like. It was, I watched a little bit of it back and it was a bit like pulling teeth a little bit, but not on a bit too long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build my team now off the top of my head. I'm going to do a little bit of research. I'm going to look at the fixtures that I want to target, and then I've got my own sort of gut feelings of players that I sort of like want anyway. I'm going to build that team. Then I'm going to go offline. I've got the kids to look after all morning. Do a bit of, look at some other teams, have a look on Twitter, and then I'm fingers crossed. I'm going to try and get back on for deadline this afternoon at 2 o'clock-ish as the teams come out. Just need to make sure my good lady wife's, in agreement to that, because it's looking after the children. It's the weekend. Yeah, no, life's a bit more tricky at the weekend to do these things, but that's the plan. Let's have a look at last week, then we'll have a look at the league as well, see where people are up to, because things are getting tight at the top there. So, last week, this rank here, by the way, if you look at your rank, think it's not changed. It's because it hasn't. That has been the same rank for me, I don't know, for about good 5 or 6 days now. So, if you have a look at the leaderboard, you can see my rank. Unfortunately, my rank has decreased yesterday. I went from 34,000. I'm now at 39k. I was having a chat about this yesterday. If I was going to put a target, that I'm aiming for the top 10k, and that'd just be like amazing to think that I could get to top 10k in something. I'd love it. I'd be very happy indeed. So let's go without further ado. Let's go and have a look and see at the league and see how it's looking for people. I'm topping one league anyway, which is quite nice. 10 of us in our league. Harry Travo, I'm one of Rio. You were top the other day. Not anymore. Down into 3rd, mate. While Michael Tar Gently Weeps has zoomed up into 1st place. And this rank here, I don't know if this is right either. 4,614. Don't know if that's right. You'll have to let us know if you're watching. But yeah, Ziyech scored. Pulisic, Foden, Messi, Gakpo, Sosa, Shaw, Noppert, Roche on the bench. I had Roche on the bench as well, but I had Costa in goal, so it wasn't quite as good for me. And that's sort of like, if I hadn't swapped them last minute yesterday, I would have done well. But let's be honest, I think Portugal were favourites going into that, so I don't think it was the worst decision beforehand. Good morning, Harry Travo. Sorry. Good afternoon. How are you, sir? Hope you've had a good night's sleep. I feel like I've had not enough hours, to be honest with you, but there we go. The children are watching Winnie the Pooh, a very Merry Christmas special, whilst Mummy's having an extra 20 minutes or so in bed. Got me coffee on the go here. So yeah, just saying, Trevor, I'm just going to build my team now. I'm not going to go through every team one by one, just so I can leave this for people to watch. Do a bit of research on my own in the morning, through Twitter, and then come and do, hopefully, fingers crossed, deadline stream where we'll make any final changes. So let's have a look then. My team. What are we going to do? Match day 4. No, I wish it was blank to start off with. Right, can we just clear everybody out? We can't just clear everybody out. Right, so let's start with the players that I'm thinking of at the moment. So obviously Kiefer Moore is going to be going. Where's the transfer button? Why can't I? Let's make this a bit wider. There we go. Right, so he's coming in. Oh, I've got the girls at the door. Hold on. Come on in. I'm online. I've got some of my friends on here. There you go. You all right? Your tablet's offline. Oh no! What's going on? That button there. There you go. The Wi-Fi switched off. Right. Go and speak to Mum if you need anything else now. It is. It's online. I can see it. There you go. Yay. Right. Okay. No problem, darling. Go on. Thank you. See you in a bit. My apologies, boys and girls. Now, good news is I've spoken to my girls, and if you were watching the other day, when I was talking about starting an FPL sort of family show, my girls have said they'd love to start their own FPL teams, and we're going to do it. It's going to be something that we're going to do. It's going to be aimed at children, sort of, yeah. You know, I'm a primary school teacher by qualification as well, so I think it'd be quite good. I'm going to try and incorporate some maths into it and show some of the children today how maths is important, because without doubt it's really important in this game, isn't it? So, yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. Right, who do I want then? So, players that I want in my team. Richarlison. These are the players I said I'm going to be building my team around. Why can't I transfer him in? What am I doing wrong here? MatchDay 4. Open Saturday, December the 3rd. Are we not able to do it yet? No, it's got an unlock. Right, anybody else having this issue? I suppose I should have come on and checked it beforehand. I'll just log out and I'll build a team like that and make notes on it if that's the case. But what time does this open? No message. Right, Harry Travo, Penguin, anybody who's online, can you subs your team out yet? Can you do your transfers? Anything on Twitter? Oh, look at that. Welcome back to football. Old Trafford for the FA Cup. I'm not giving up yet. We've won there before. It's not the place it has been. You have to transfer someone out. Thanks very much, Bin Biso. Thank you very much for joining. Let me know. Transfer somebody out. How do I... So... I want to transfer out Kiefer Moore, but the transfer button here is not there. What's going on? Right, anyway, I'm just going to sign out. I'll come back to this later because we're online. Let's sign out. There we go. Right, so I'm going to build my team just like this. I quite like this anyway. I'll do this. Take a screenshot of it. Add Richarlison. Yeah, this is easier. And I'll mess about with it. Yeah, on my own. Mbappe. That third slot's up for grabs at the minute. Press confirm. Confirm wasn't there though, was it? Was it? Let me just go back and check. Right, sign in. Don't be spamming me email. Right, so Kiefer Moore. Oh, there you go. The options there now. That was not there a second ago. So transfer. Here we go. Right. Must have just been a momentary glitch. Richarlison, add. Transfer. Mbappe, add. Oh, the door's knocking again. Never mind, it not working for you. Well, it's working for me now. Di Maria injury update. I'll have a look for a second. It's happening for you too, Harry Travo. Somebody at the door. Come on in. What's going on? No, I can't do games for you right now. Can't approve games. I'm live. I've got people watching me on telly. We're building a team together. It's so important. Okay? Right, okay. You've got lots of other games. Go and play those for a minute. I won't be too long. And Mummy's upstairs. I know I'm the game approver. I haven't got time to look at it. Right, see you in a bit, sweetheart. Yeah, it won't be long. Go. Won't be long. Mummy's there if you need her. I told you it'd be different at the weekend, didn't I? Right, there we go. That's because Mummy's in bed. So, Mbappe, Richarlison. Those are the two. Messi, we'll leave him in at the moment in time, but I am tempted. I've got to cut. There's a few options up top, isn't there? So for me, players that I'm considering off the top of my head right here, right now, I'm really considering Alvarez because I think he's just as likely to score, I think, as many points as Messi for Argentina as Messi is for Argentina, to be honest with you. Tell me if you think I'm wrong there. And then I can use, I really want to, because there's 7 points for midfield goals and 7 points for defender goals now, if I can buy the best available there, then that's what I shall do. But maybe we can afford it without. We shall see. Because I do like having Messi in my team. He's just a talismanic figure, isn't he? And you don't get to have players like this very often. And we won't get to have them again in the World Cup. Simple as that. Simple as that. I say that a lot. So those are my first thoughts. Right. Let's take out this guy here. Let's just go and have a look at some of the odds. Because what I want to do is have a look at the fixtures and see which teams we should be targeting. So, first off, I'll just have a look down this left-hand side here. So, Netherlands, USA. For me, that's the Netherlands. What's the odds looking like? Yeah, Netherlands are favourites, as we can see here. Now, this isn't a guarantee, obviously. This is just like the odds that are out there. So, seems to target. So, Netherlands. And I think if I'm going to target the Netherlands, I'm looking at, because he's had an XG so far of 0.9 and not scored yet, I'd be looking at Depay, to be honest with you. But there are some, obviously, some great options in there. Gakpo looks fantastic. But he has scored in the last 3 already. So can he continue that? That's a big feat if he can. But I think Depay would be the one I would go for because he's due a goal and he's getting closer and closer, it seems, possibly. Closer to full fitness every game he's playing, and he has been the main man during the qualifiers for Netherlands. But the thing I like about the Netherlands, I think they're going to go far in this, is their goal actions coming from all over. You've got Frankie de Jong, I think with 1 goal, 1 assist. You've got Davy Klaassen, 2 assists, 1 goal, or the other way around, not sure. You've obviously got Gakpo, and the only one that's not delivered yet, but getting all the chances, is Depay. So if I was going to choose someone, and I am only playing, by the way, let me reiterate this, I am playing my wildcard next game week because I haven't used it as yet. So I am building a team for this game week and this game week only. So I'm not considering who's going to be going through and need them for the next round. Obviously, I think the players I choose will hopefully be the ones on the winning team. And yeah, we'll be going through anyway, but I've got the options open to me. Argentina, Australia. Well, Argentina are heavy favourites there, aren't they? Don't forget, guys, we can have up to 4 players from each team in this game week. Sorry, this match day. So I'm looking at the Netherlands, Argentina, France for me. Yeah, favourites. Massive favourites there. 1-3 on against Poland. England. Massive favourites against Senegal. Japan, Croatia. Bit of a tighter affair, but believe it or not, Japan are the favourites. That Doan looks good, doesn't he? Now, Brazil, South Korea. So I'm looking at Brazil players here. It's all the teams on top are the favourites here. Interesting. Brazil, Morocco, Spain. Wow, Morocco. No, sorry, Spain are the favourites, obviously. Here against Morocco. I don't know if that's right or not. Having watched them. What do you think? Morocco, Spain. Who's going to win that one? Who would you target from those teams if that was the case? Morata, Alba, Ziyech, Hakimi. What are your thoughts? Best Argentinian mid. Let me just have a look at some of the just on the last one. And then Portugal, Switzerland. Portugal are the favourites there as well. Let's have a quick look at the comments. Di Maria injury update. I don't know, but to be honest with you, I think he's looked pretty poor. But maybe this is his game. Let's have a quick look and see if we've got any news on that. 1 day ago, 11 hours ago. I'm not going on the Daily Mail. Sorry, I opposed to that newspaper. 2 weeks ago, no. So we've only got yesterday's update. And I don't think it'll be that much. Let's have a look. So he hasn't got a muscle lesion, which is good. So it's not, by the sound of it, not as bad as we first thought. So he's in doubt. He's been struggling with injuries this season, making just 10 appearances. So the fact he's in doubt, that's what we've got this minute in time. You know, for me, he's not somebody I'd be putting in my team. Might want to look a little bit closer to the fixture, to be honest, for him. Odds don't matter at the end of the day. Absolutely right, Harry Travo. The reason I'm looking at odds a little bit is because I think the way I've played the game, and I think always evolving in this game, I think I've been far too focused on form, on how players have been performing. For example, I'll watch a game, I'll see a player, I'll think, oh, he looks amazing. I've got to get him in my team. But what's happening is maybe the fixtures aren't quite there. So the reason for going to the odds checker is just to sort of get my own head around, like looking at the fixtures and having those in mind first. It's not that necessarily I'll agree with the odds. It's just a starting point, if you like. They could at Netherlands, USA, Morocco, Spain, could go either way. Totally agree with you. The only thing I think possibly with the USA is, I was looking yesterday and it doesn't look like Pulisic is going to be there. He's touch and go as well for the game. And he has been the main man, I think, for America. And to lose that, he's their talisman, isn't he? And to lose him, I mean, if you disagree, then please do say. If you disagree, then I can see the Netherlands, like I said, I can see their goals coming from everywhere. So if I was going to pick a winner myself, I think the Netherlands are going to win. But yeah, it could be a tight game. And I think we've seen in this World Cup, I think most games can go either way. I think unless you're Brazil or England, I think possibly, if I'm going to be totally honest, and possibly France. I think Brazil, England and France, I think, are the main teams. I think all the rest of them could quite easily go out in this next round. Quite easily. Those are my thoughts. I mean, tell me. So, straight away, I've already picked my 3 favourites that I'm going to target. Brazil. If I was building my team for the rest, if I wasn't on a wild card, I would be, look, I'll write these down. Straight off the top of my head, my first favourite is Brazil. England. Sorry, English people. I'm Welsh. I'm not, you know, there we go. Not too happy with that. But yeah, it's the way it is. Brazil, England, and who did I just say? Oh, my word. Who did I just say? France. Let's drink some more of this coffee. Didn't get that many hours sleep, to be honest. Brazil, England, and France. So let's go and have a look. Let's go back to my team anyway. So we've got a few ideas there now. So I want Mbappe. I want Richarlison. Without a doubt. Apart from that, anything's up for grabs. Disappointed in Cancelo. Such a great player. Hardly doing much at all. The best Argentinian midfielder in your opinion? Well, I do want an Argentinian midfielder. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's go on to FB Ref. Have I got it up here? Let's bring up Argentina. Let's see who's been the bigger goal threat. These adverts on this
Belgium,
site.
I think, is a game.
I hate the adverts on this site. Loads of great information on here, by the way. This is fbref.com if any of you have not seen this website before. No, just go along here. So non-penalty expected goals plus assisted goals per 90 minutes. Expected. Okay, we've got to make sure we're clever on the minutes here. Right, let me just drag this out a bit. I know you guys won't be able to see it as well, but I'll read out any. See, that's only 7 minutes. We want players that are playing all of them. So right here, so 270, straight at the top of the list, we have got Lionel Messi playing every single minute. Coming down, so we've got McAllister, who's got 151 minutes. I think he's going to start, isn't he? 0.38. He's been heavily involved, looking like Brighton have picked up a nugget there, don't they? To be honest, I mean, he's looked good, you know, for Brighton, but he's continuing that form at international level. So a great signing there by Graham Potter before he left. Who else is looking good? Alvarez right up there. Hence why I think he could well be an option instead of Messi. And I think if I need funds up top, I don't think it's the worst shout. What do you think, guys? Alvarez. I'm going to put this in. I'll put this in a poll actually. In terms of midfield, I think McAllister's looking really good. I've had the poll the whole way through. He hasn't really done anything for me. And I don't think. I mean, Angel Di Maria is right down. He's further down here. And struggling with an injury, so he's out the equation for me. Bring by position. Who are these midfield forwards? So I'm assuming Alvarez is as a striker in the game, is he? I've not actually looked, to be honest with you. If he's a midfielder, he's assuming, isn't he? There's no one called Alvarez. Right, let's have a look by team then, by country. Oh, God. What's his name on this? I've got an A in it. Let's take the A out. Paredes, DePaul, Almada, Fernandez. Mids. Oh, that's right. He's down as a forward, isn't he? Alvarez, 6.5 million. I think he's a bargain. There are some fantastic bargains up top, aren't there? Absolute fantastic bargain. I'm going to put him in my team at this moment in time. Let's take out Messi. I'm bringing Alvarez, and I'm just gonna, because he's gonna be like my strongest 11. Let's just swap these over for the time being. What's going on here? Why have I still got Kiefer Moore in my team? What? Oh, is the game? Right, let me refresh. What's going on with this game? So Morata, transfer, Mbappe, add, confirm. Maybe that's what I'm confirmed it, have I? Too busy chattering away. Okay, more, transfer. Richarlison, he is without. I mean, correct me if you think I'm wrong, but Richarlison is now the main man for Brazil up top. Totally rested yesterday. Harry Trevor would love Argentina to lose against Australia, but I think they'll win 2-3-0. Yeah, I think they will, mate. I think they will. Uruguay are bad losers, aren't they? Anybody sad to see Suarez like that yesterday? I think if you're an ex-Liverpool fan, maybe, but I think for the rest of the world, he's one of those players that you don't really like. I think it's the same for Richarlison, to be honest with you, although I think he is winning the hearts of people playing for Brazil. Brazil strikers tend to do that, don't they? Like, where's Alvarez? I mean, I think Harry Kane's a great choice up top as well for this game week. Just the fact he hasn't scored yet in the World Cup, and he's been involved in the goals, hasn't he? He's had assist, and yeah, I think he's due, and he's on penalties as well. So yeah, I think Harry Kane's a great shout this week up against Senegal. So that's me starting forward line. Let me just substitute. Sub off. Sub on. Confirm. So I'm starting off by trying to put in the players that I want to build my team around. Now, which team has got the best opportunity for a clean sheet? Let's put this in a poll. Let's put this in a poll. He shouldn't have been subbed. Yeah, I didn't get to see all the game. I've just seen some of the like pictures and stuff afterwards. It was like school run time for me. Right, let's do a poll. Where's the YouTube bit? Let me put this bit smaller again so people can see it a bit better. Now we're back on this screen. There we go. Right, poll. So, fire the teams in now that you think have got the best opportunity for a clean sheet. I'm thinking England. Okay. And then we can look at, building our team around, certainly the defence anyway. Clean sheet in MD4. There we go. So, we'll put England. Argentina. Because I'm going to go for the best goalkeeper. Like I say, I'm just playing this one game and I've got my wild card next week. What do you think, guys? Let me have a look on the odds checker. Who's the favourites? Share your thoughts for this poll. We can whittle it down shortly if we want to. So massive. So France. We think that's going to go either way. Argentina have got the great chance of a win there. Who else are massively odds on here? Obviously, it's not a guarantee, as we've already discussed on the stream. 8-13. Spain and Brazil. So Brazil. So I've got England, Argentina, Brazil. Do we think Spain or France for the poll to go with those three? Brazil, Argentina, England, France. There we go. So with Spain over France, I'll go with my good friend Harry Travo here. Make sure you give him a follow, guys. If you're new to the channel, over on Twitter, FFI Test, top man. France, and we'll leave this open and see if we get an overwhelming majority. So that's live now, guys. Do that for 5-10 minutes. Let's find out who we think's got the best chance of a clean sheet. Alisson's got an assist in his bag as well, hasn't he? He has. He has. Pickford's had some great penalty saves for England. I remember in the shootouts he was amazing for England as well. So he's a shout too. He is a shout. But that looks like a good back four, a Brazilian, an Argentinian, an English, and a French player in that order. I don't think that's a bad shout whatsoever at all. And maybe a Spanish player to back that up as like the fifth choice. I tend to play three at the back, but obviously as we're able to go through this game week, Here we go. The votes are coming. I'll put that up in about 5 minutes or so. I'm going to start with. I'm just going to bring in transfer, and I'm going to bring in Alisson into goal here. He's had a good rest. Up against Korea. Let's be honest. I think that was their big game of the tournament, wasn't it? That win yesterday. You know, I've seen pictures of Son where he's crying. I remember as a Wales fan when we beat Belgium, it felt like that was in 2016. It felt like that was our big game, and even almost going into that next game, you thought our tails would be up, but we lost Aaron Ramsey at the time, and I just didn't have the confidence going into it, and I felt like we were going to lose. So this feels like that was their final yesterday. That's my sort of take on it. Anyway, tell me if you think I'm wrong. But I can't see Korea doing anything against Brazil, to be honest with you. Expected goals yesterday, I think it was FC World Cup Tortoro was saying 3.7, was it 2.76? 2.76, yeah. I'm not able to find the back of the net, so hence why I think he's a bit of a shoo-in. So I'm going to go with the Brazil goalkeeper because I think he's the strongest of the bunch. If I'm looking at England, I'm looking at, let's take this man out here. I'm going to bring in Luke Shaw. Although Harry Maguire does look like he could end up with a goal, doesn't he? He looks determined to put his head on the back of one. Did you see his little cheeky twinkle toes thing in the box? I thought that was amazing, yeah. I don't know why, but it made me laugh. So we're starting to come together here now. Luke Shaw up against Senegal. France, okay. Who would you have from France? I'm thinking Theo Hernandez. I'm thinking Pavard. Let's put in Theo Hernandez to start with. Left back, his brother is injured. There is obviously another left back. He played in the last game. Oh, I'm typing in left back. Oh my God. Morning. £5 million, cheaper than his brother. I'm not going to be putting in Dumfries. Did some research yesterday. No threat on goal whatsoever has he been. So he's not for me. Let's have a look. Let's go into Argentina. Well, there's only 2 defenders for Argentina. You are. Price or search. Am I going mad? Why is there only 2 defenders for Argentina? Molina. Played all the game, obviously. Scored 2 points, conceded. Didn't play against Mexico. Clean sheet and an assist up against Poland. So he's looking like he's going to start, isn't he, with an assist in the game. Juan Foyth. Why have I only got 2 defenders? Is that broken? Is it broken? Right, I'm just going to go and have a look and see. I want Argentina here, aren't we? Let's have a look. Position. Where's the defenders? Defenders up here. Let's see their attacking prowess. Juan Foyth. Oh, he's not. Has he not played at all? Okay. Molina 0.17. Expected. That's per 90. 0.4 Molina. Sandra Martinez. 0.4. Right, we're going to go for Molina here. I don't know if that's a great pick, to be honest with you. You let me know. What do you think? Is Molina a good pick or not? He's going in for now anyway, right this moment in time. So I've got England, France, Brazil, Molina, and I think I'm going to go for a Spanish defender, and I'm going to go for player I was wanting last round. I'm glad I didn't, because they didn't deliver. I'm going to bring in Jordi Alba, who's looked pretty awesome, and still delivering at his age. Let's confirm that. That's looking like a pretty solid back five, I think, isn't it? Pretty solid up top. I've still got 6.5 million in the bank as well. I've got Trippier on the bench. Spain, Argentina, France, England. Not doubling up on England. I want somebody to bring in at a later stage. Let's have a look. When are the fixtures? Let's bring somebody from like the back end of the fixtures then. So we like a bit of a cheeky wild card. So Portugal against Switzerland. Maybe this is Cancelo's game. Right, let's take him out for... Because I've got some money in the bank here. Let's bring Cancelo back in. He's not the worst player to bring in on the last game week, is he? Let's minimise that. Like I say, I'm thinking as I'm going here, I'm going to spend the morning after this, once I've done this little stream. You know, just on Twitter like the rest of us. Just having a look and seeing if I want to bring anybody in, if I've missed anybody. Happy with that. What have I got left in the bank? 5.5 million. So I've got Phil Foden in goal. He's going nowhere. I think he's a starter. Tell me what you think about that. Let's have a look at this poll then, shall we? Okay, so if you've not time to get your votes in on the poll, guys, I'll publish it in 1 minute. So who's got the best chance of a clean sheet in match day 4? We've got England, Argentina, Brazil, or France. Get your votes in now. I'm just going to have a quick look at the comments whilst we're doing that. So, Harry Travo, I feel Portugal versus Switzerland will be high scoring. 4-2, 4-3 kind of game. Both defences not been that good. Okay, mate. Yeah. Do you think Spain... Oh, I've got Spain already. I don't like to double up on defence. Although maybe a double Brazil defence isn't the worst thing. Well, I've got some money in Cancelo, haven't I? If I want to take him out, right? Let's show this poll then. Let's produce this poll. So end poll. So as you can see in the comments there, we've got Brazil on 42% with the best chance of a clean sheet. So this is what everybody's thinking. So if I'm going to double up on a team in defence, as I just sort of mentioned a second ago, Brazil's possibly the one. Bruno Fernandes. Do you think even with... let's take this guy out here. He's looking hot, isn't he, mate? I'm not even going to debate it. I think you're right. Let's... And to be honest, I'm almost debating building my team around him again for FPL when that comes back. What? Oh, it's because it's down as defender. Mid. Do I need to transfer Bruno Fernandes? Confirm. This team's starting to come together now. I'll tell you one player without a doubt who I'm going to go and get. And let's swap De Bruyne for him now. Because he just looks... He's the boss. Casemiro. Actually, how good does he look? Tackles, key passes, shooting a goal. You're going for double Brazil defenders. Well, which ones are you going for, Sumad? Nice to have you on board, mate. Which defender has been doing it for Brazil? Let's go back to FP rep. Let's have a look on Brazil. Which one looks like the most attacking? Because the clean sheet's there for all of them to grab, isn't it? Brazil. Where are we? Let me just go back on this page here. This is a new site to me, really, so I'm not massively fluent with it. Yeah, Brazil. Oh, it's just a bit clunky because I'm streaming. Right, let's go by position. Let's have a look at the defenders here. Oh, that's stupid adverts on the bottom. That's how it's paid for, though. So let's scroll that over. Expected. So the defenders are all together. Where are the defenders? Oh, God. Thiago Silva? Marquinhos you're going for. Sandro. Okay. Dani Alves, how many minutes has he played? Here's the minutes. So we want these with 180, 175 because they've obviously not played yesterday. I'm assuming. Correct me if I'm wrong. So Sandro, Silva, Militao, Marquinhos came on yesterday. So he's obviously high in the man's thoughts. Plays obviously for Paris Saint-Germain. So let's go and have a look at some of their expected stuff. Militao. This is the expected goals column here. Let's go and have a look on SofaScore. This is I'm not a massive fan of this site. Let's go to Brazil down here and we'll have a look at each player and see what each one's been doing a bit more in depth. It's a little bit easier to read, I think. So, Marquinhos, Sandro. So, let's have a look at Alex Sandro first. So, started 2 games, played every game, expected goal 0.03, so not looking like he's massively going to score. Shots per game 0.5, so he has had 1 shot at goal from outside the box. One clean sheet, we're expecting that's for everybody. It's not a guarantee, obviously. Dalot will be a good option. He looked great yesterday. It's just as Harry Travo was saying. Amandeep, great to have you on board, my friend. You think Australia will upset Argentina? That's a big shout. That's a very big shout. I mean, Argentina haven't looked great, have they, to be honest with you? But I don't think Australia have got enough in the bank for that. I don't think they've got enough in the bank for that. Hello, Sagar Knight. Nice to have you on board. I would say out of those two, for me, Alisson. Without a doubt. We've just done a poll on here. If you have a look up in the comments, Brazil look like they have the strongest, in terms of everybody's opinion on this stream anyway. Brazil have the greater chance of a clean sheet. And I'm currently looking at a second Brazil defender. So that's Sandro. Not the biggest opportunity for goal threat. Crosses 0.5. Key passes. So not a massive goal threat for Sandro. Let's go back and have a look at Marquinhos. Apologies if I'm ruining these guys' names. Created 3 big chances. So already I'm liking the look of Marquinhos more. 1.3 key passes per game. Getting in the opposition half. Obviously have the same clean sheets. Not a dribbler. Tackles per game 1.3. That could go up, but I do expect Brazil to have most of the ball, so I'm not looking at tackle points from them, to be honest with you. So look at some of the other defenders, see if another one stands out. Thiago Danilo. He was getting forward. He's only played 1 game though. Does he start? Does he start, Harry Travo? Danilo. Who's the starting fullbacks going into this game for Brazil? Because I do like a fullback. One, especially one that gets forward. And looking at this, he's getting forward. 31 years old. I don't think Dani Alves starts, does he? Who would your Brazilian defender of choice be, Harry Travo? I think I'm currently on Marquinhos. Listen, guys, if you are watching and you're not, give us a like. At the Sandro Marquinhos debate, literally based on stats. I can't remember, to be honest with you. I would be going Marquinhos. There's a Q. What? Oh, it's because he does midfield. Defender. Marquinhos. Oh, take the player out first. Yeah, so I'm going to take Portugal out. In fact, he's had his chance. Cancelo. Let's confirm that. We're getting closer. Right, Skov Olsen's got to go. Casemiro will be a sub on. Confirm. Okay, I still think Klassen's a very good option, to be honest with you. I'm not necessarily looking to get rid of him. So I'm looking at, what have I got? I've still got 6.5 million in the bank. Obviously, I can go Alvarez to Messi. I've got Skov Olsen, which I need to transfer. Starting to come together, boys and girls. So let's have a look in the at the fixtures, because I've got Alisson in goal. He'll be my first choice goalkeeper, but I want to have somebody that plays after him. So I'm looking at Spain, Morocco, or Portugal, Switzerland. Wow. They're tough choices, aren't they? Those games could go either way. Either way. I think we have to go. I think I'm going to go with Costa. The Costa as a goalkeeper. Rocher, you let me down by making me put you on the bench yesterday. So transfer. Let's bring in Costa. How are you looking? Anybody who's got a high rank? Second, like, hi Paul, whom should I go for third striker? Gakpo or Richarlison? I already have Messi and Mbappe. Well, for me, my opinion would be Richarlison. He's been rested. Gakpo has scored 3 games in a row. So, yeah, he's banging form, so he could go and score again. But I just think the odds of him scoring 4 in a row, that's hero status. I mean, he's looking comfortable on the ball. There's no reason why not. And sometimes my mathematical sort of like law of average brain does get in the way of making the right choices. I've got to be honest. But for me, Richarlison, main man for Brazil. Brazil's expected goals last night were through the roof. I think with Richarlison in that team last night, I think they would have won it, if I'm going to be totally honest. We all know Jesus isn't an out-and-out striker. He plays more of the, do we call it the Firmino role? He almost sort of created that role as a striker, where the striker that doesn't score goals. And now he's settled in at Arsenal. He's sort of seems to have gone back into that role a little bit. He's sort of like hit the ground running, banging them all in. But I think those people who were screaming like, why is Richarlison ahead of Jesus, didn't understand that they're totally different types of players. And yeah, for me, it's Richarlison, mate. Amon Dapsy, what do you think about McAllister and Ziyech? I think they're both great choices. I think McAllister is, if I was going to choose one of those two right now, I'd possibly choose Ziyech, actually. He's on the free kicks, but McAllister's looked hot. That's another flip of the coin for me, that one. In which case, when it's flip of the coin, I go and have a look at a few stats and generally go with my gut, to be honest with you. Generally go with my gut. Right, let's have another poll. Let's find out. I'm going to put another poll up here. Which striker is going to score the most goals in matchday 4? Oh, or which striker will... Oh, so we'll say the most points, actually, because obviously assists count as well. Only 3 points all round, though. Will score the most points in match day 4. And maybe this might help you guys. Right, start giving me some names. Let's start off with Mbappe. Okay, I'm going to put Richarlison in there because I think he's going to. 2 names up for 2 positions up for grabs. We can always whittle this down once this poll is in, and we'll take out the least one and put a new player in as well. So Mbappe, Richarlison. Let's just get started with. We've just had the question about Gakpo. Add option and Messi. Let's put Messi in there. I do like Alvarez as an option. There we go. That's live, guys. So get your votes in. Which striker? And what I'll do, like I say, we'll run this for about 5 minutes or so. Once that's in, we'll take out the least voted for, and we'll throw in another player and see if they make an impression. Lovely. The votes are coming in. Happy days. Right, let's have a look at my team. Do I think Foden will start? I do. My gut is he will start. Yeah. You know, we've got this bench for a reason, but as you can see, he's in my team, so I do think he starts. I think the way he played, the clamour for him, he's another strike. He's like a, what would you call him? Like an inside forward almost, isn't he? You know, he's not a winger. You know, he's not a classic winger that's running down the wing, although he can run down the wing. He's like an old inside forward, like a second striker that just sort of, as the team swivel, he sort of like comes in at the side. I've got a feeling it could be Saka and Foden starting, to be honest. But then we've got Marcus Rashford, haven't we? It's a tough choice. I think the one thing you can guarantee is it's not Grealish starting. But I think between Saka, Foden, and Rashford starts, doesn't he? I think it's Foden. I think he looked really good in that game, and I think momentum is key. And what a player to bring on in the dying stages. Saka with all that pace. You know, if they're struggling. Morning, TJ. How you doing, my friend? Ziyech, yes or no? I think he. Well, I'm still looking for a 5th midfielder for my team at this moment in time. So maybe he's not top of my list. He's not top of my list, to be honest with you. But he is on free kicks. Sumadas saying Ziyech is a great option. He's the talisman for Morocco, isn't he? Free kicks, corners. Let's have a look at some of his stats. Right, here we go. Let's have a look at this poll for a second. Right, interestingly. Okay, so I think we need to run this poll without Mbappe in it because Mbappe's a shoo-in. Mbappe's a shoo-in. I think it's this 3rd striker spot we're going to be looking at. This 3rd striker. Right, I'm going to end this poll here because, as you can see, Mbappe's got 69% of the votes. Messi's got 30% of the votes, and I don't think any of us need persuading against that. So, new poll, best 3rd striker option. And we're going to leave Messi and Mbappe out of it. I think this is on a lot of people's questioning today. So I think this one will be a good one. So, let's go with Richarlison. Gakpo. Alvarez. And Harry Kane. There we go. That pulls up, guys. So I think all 4 of them are all really good shouts going into this game. If anything, if I was to say, I won't influence you. I won't influence you. But that one, I'll leave running for a good 10 minutes. So as people come and go, we'll sort of get their opinions. Whilst I go and choose my 5th midfielder. What have I got in the bank? 10.5 in the bank. I am going to swap Alvarez for Messi. I can't not have Messi. I just wanted to see if it would give me funds for players that I wanted elsewhere, but seeing as I've been able to build the rest of my team quite happily so far, let's bring him in and then let's work around these fringe players, these bench players with what's left. So still got 6.5 million in the bank. Still got 6.5 million in the bank. So let's bring in, let's swap Rocher. What's going on here? Confirm. Rocher for, I'm going to put him for Costa. Diogo Costa. Because he plays after, if you've just joined, he plays after Alisson in the fixtures. Let's confirm that. And then I've got 1 transfer left to make. 1.5 million in the bank. This is looking about right. Looking good. Skov Olsen, so 6 million. So I've got 7.5 million to spend on a midfielder. Let's go and have a look. See who's standing out so far. Let's have a look who's been doing it. Midfielder. Let's take the name out. Who's been doing it so far? So Ziyech has been doing it at 7 million. So maybe he is that great shout we were just talking about. Yeah, the only thing putting you off Ziyech is the team being against Spain. Yeah, but Spain have been hot and cold, haven't they? They have been hot and cold. Depends which Spain turns up. And Morocco, I've got to be honest, Morocco look full of desire, you know. What's that phrase? You know, talent beats hard work unless hard work. Hard work beats talent unless talent works hard. Do you know what I mean? And Morocco are working so hard. So yeah, I don't know which Spain's going to turn up, to be honest with you. Although I have put Alba in my team. But I'm looking for attacking returns because he's been nailing it. So straight away I'm looking and I'm thinking Ziyech could be somebody that I bring in. If I was looking at Spain, I think I'd be looking at Dani Olmo. But that's not going to... I haven't got enough money for him, so I'm not going to be moving anybody out of my team for that. Pulisic. Let's do it in... Why is it not in price order? Price. Let's go in price. So I can bring in Jude Bellingham. He's a good shout, isn't he? 7.5 mil. He seems to get in those attacking positions. I think he'd be better playing in the Mason Mount role, to be honest with you. What is it about Mason Mount? Ivan Perisic, Croatia. He's been playing as a left winger. He's due to score. Yeah, I've got Klaassen to bring on. Absolutely. He's on my bench. Shaqiri's the main man for Switzerland. How's he gonna do? Up against Portugal. He's someone to bring in at the back end of the week. He's like one of the final games. Who else is playing towards the end of the week? Who was it again? Portugal, Switzerland, Morocco, Spain. So I think the Ziyech and who was I just saying? Bloody hell. Ziyech and Shaqiri shouts are not bad ones, actually. 13 points so far. 8 points in his last game up against Serbia. I mean, they only got beat 1-0 by Brazil. You know, they've not been getting... They've won 1-0. Brazil's the only team to beat them. So maybe we're underestimating. I'm assuming he's played all the games, has he? 72 minutes, got an assist. Can't argue with that, to be fair. I'm tempted by Shaqiri. We'll do another midfield poll in a moment. Let's have a look at some of the comments. If I've missed anybody out, then I do apologise. I tried to... Oh, so Sagan, Paul Ive, Klassen, Perisic, Di Maria, Bruno Fernandes and Olmo in field. What do you think? Good choice or bad? Di Maria is the only one I would look at that and say, I think that's... Well, maybe Olmo, to be honest with you as well, because Spain, like I say, they're... neither here nor there, to be honest with you. But Di Maria, he looks like... I'm not sure he's going to start looking at the injury before. I had an article up for him. Here it is, still up here. Injury update. This was yesterday, so there may be a new update from this morning. He was subbed off during the match on Wednesday. It doesn't look like it's the injury that it was like a muscle, was it lesion injury. And he's been struggling all season with him. That might explain why he's not quite delivered. So for me, Di Maria is a no-go. Personally, you know, please only take what I'm saying as an opinion. Yeah, there's hopefully anybody else in the comments, please share your thoughts on anybody's questions as well. Danny Olmo's a good shout. He's a good shout. I've not got enough money for him though. Have I? He's in the 8 million bracket, is he? Yeah, he's 8 million. So for me personally, I've not got enough money, and I'm not going to take any of these other players out that I've got. So I think it's between... I'm going to write these down because I'm going to run a poll on it in a second for my last midfielder. Do I want to go early with Jude Bellingham? Is it good to save, like, you know, maybe one player towards the end of the week? You're welcome, Sagar. Let us know what you decide. Jude Bellingham. Perisic. Who were Croatia playing against? Memory's like a sieve these days. Japan have looked good. Oh, how much is that? Doan? He's looked amazing, hasn't he? Let's search. Oh, is he classed as a striker? Yeah, no, I'm not changing my strikers. I was disappointed in Anthony last night. I thought he was going to return if he got a start. So he was like a player I was talking about in the last game. Gavi, what do people think of Gavi? Shaqiri, I said, didn't I? So I've got Jude Bellingham, Perisic, Shaqiri, and I'm going to go with Ziyech. Is he on penalties? Di Maria doesn't start. No, I don't think he does, mate. I don't think he does. I think he's too much of a risk at this stage. Right, guys, just so you know, if you're watching and you're not part of the league, let me share the league code with you. This today, before kickoff, is the last time I'm going to put invite out for the league. I don't think it's fair for people to just jump in right towards the end with their great scores and win the league, you know. But up until today, till the knockout stages, I do. So, who really loves it? World Cup style. In FPL, my league is the Who Really Loves It League. Hence why Livesey loves it. I love FPL. League code, invites. Let me just copy the link here and post it in the chat. Love to have you on board. More the merrier. And if I am, then, like, if you're watching now and your team's here, you want to, you know, we can have a look at your team, and I think that just makes life a little bit easier. And also, have you got a better name than While My Qatar Gently Weeps? Beautiful, beautiful. George Harrison. Okay. Also, guys, take note, your rank, I do believe, is wrong. If you look at my rank here, I'm currently ranked on this page 137k, which I'd be normally quite happy with, to be honest with you, especially the way my season's going in FPL. But if you look at the leaderboard, I'm way ahead of that. I'm way ahead of that, and I'm in 39k. So if you want to know how you're doing, I'd say have a look at the leaderboard. I think that is the one to look at. Well, it's higher, so I'm going to, aren't I? But yeah, love to have some of you on board. Happy days. Right, let's share this poll then for third striker option. Interesting. Here we go. Top of the list, Richarlison at 61%. Gakpo at 30%. Kane not getting the shout as either. I do think Kane will return this week. I do, because he's not had a goal yet, and he'll be desperate for one. Absolutely desperate. He was leading scorer in the last campaign, wasn't he? And then we've got Alvarez on 0%. Nobody thinking he's a great option. That surprises me, to be honest with you, up against Australia. That really does surprise me. But there we go. That's why we run these polls. So that's Richarlison. Right, okay. So I'm now going to start a new poll for midfield. And I'm looking at a £7.5 million midfielder. And I think these are great options. So, guys, if there's anything you want me to start a poll on, once I've done this, or ask the community, then get your questions in now. Please do, because after this player, my team is almost done. Obviously, I might do some changes as we get lineups and stuff like that closer to deadline. I'm going to ask my good lady wife if I can come and do a deadline stream, maybe about 2:30, not a full hour. Just as once we see the lineups, and if I need to make any last minute changes today. So, why isn't it typing? Oh, clicking on the wrong bit. Which 7.5 mid is the best option? So I've got not mid. It's the best option. So Jude Bellingham. Ivan Perisic. Shaqiri. And I like the Shaqiri shout, but mostly because it's right. It's after the Brazil game, and I can bring him in if he is toward at that stage. And Ziyech as well. Morocco, they're playing late on. They're players I can bring in for players that haven't smashed it basically in midfield during the earlier game weeks. Although I've got Fernandes playing in that last game, those last games also, and Ziyech. Right, get your votes in, boys, girls. Bellingham, Perisic, Shaqiri, Ziyech. Right, let's go into the comments. My team name, look what I can do. Are you in our league? Not there now. I think yesterday, once we've started the game week, once it kicks off today, I think I'll be able to see any of your teams that are in there. So yeah, like I say, this is the last chance to join. If you're watching now, I'd love it if you just hit the like button. And I'd love it if you just subscribe as well. Let me tell you, whilst that poll's going, let some questions come in. That I've been talking to my children. I'm going to start a brand new FPL show for Fantasy Premier League. And it's going to be a family one aimed at children. Actually, I just like your feedback on whether you think this is a good idea. Basically, I have a 7-year-old, I have a 4-year-old, and I'm going to work with them and teach them about how to play FPL. And ultimately, the idea of that is for any children that want to play FPL. I know I have a nephew who's 11 who likes to play. Basically, a channel for sort of under 14s that involves my children, their team on a weekly basis. There'll be their team selections that that we'll share, and hopefully It'll be just a bit of fun, a bit more so. Not so much pressure. Just be interesting to see through the eyes of a child as well what their take on things are moving forward. And just I don't see a format for the out there at all, and it's something I think I would enjoy doing it, and also get me family involved in it. Also gives me more time out here to do this, basically, because I do, as you can probably tell, I quite enjoy sitting here. All right, so we're looking on the poll. Run that for a little bit. Right, what questions have we got? Anybody with any questions? Hi, show the squad. Hi, Sebastian, how you doing? Welcome to the channel. Here's my squad so far. We're just debating if you get yourself into the polls there. Can I get a coach of your league? Yeah, it should be higher up in the chat. About four messages up from myself, mate. Please do join. Yeah, we're just debating the final transfer here of Skov Olsen. I mean, is Klassen a good shout? I mean, he's somebody I'm not dead set on. But 6 million, you know, he's done brilliant, hasn't he, so far? Let's just have a look in midfield. Am I missing somebody in midfield for Davy Klassen at 6 million? Ah, you're welcome. Am I missing somebody that's Guendouzi for France? Maybe. Aronson for USA? It's not started, has he, though? It's not a shoe-in. Guendouzi been played? Did he play the first 2 games? Let's have a look. So he didn't play against Australia. Didn't play there, so he's played that game, so he's not a starter. I've got Casemiro already. Am I missing anybody over? Tell me, should I have somebody different instead of Davy Klassen? I don't think so. I think for 6 million, he's a great option. He's involved. He seems to be involved in everything. Yeah, no, there's nobody down here that's jumping to mind straight away. I know I'm just scrolling through them quickly and dismissing them fairly quickly as well. But, yeah. No, nobody there. So I'm quite happy with my class, and unless you guys tell me any difference. Almost 8 million. So I haven't got enough for Olmo. Unless I was to like downgrade somebody else. And that's not in my plan. Let me just, while I'm here, this will be my, let me sub on Marquinhos first for Alba. Confirm. I think Spain's game is like is further down the list. Yeah, right towards the end. So none of those, all of the other defenders play first. So yeah, make sure you do that, games. Yeah, but it's 8, you're right. Get your votes in on the poll. Which 7.5 million is the best option? Oh, interesting, interesting. Right, let me share this poll with you now. Do you think Pulisic is back, by the way? Because he's 7.5 million. And if so, do you think he's a good option? I don't think he plays, personally. Hence why he's not in my consideration. But he is another 7.5 midfielder. Scar will play in first 11. Who's Scar? I don't know. Who's Scar, mate? Haven't got a scar. Unlimited transfer during the week whilst the games are going on. No, right, okay. Let me clear this up for you. What my take on this is, if we have a quick look at the rules, help, I think we get unlimited transfers now until the game kicks off. Because during the game week, we have the option for transfers. Okay, so before the start of round 16, it's unlimited transfers. That's what we're doing now. But then during this game week, we've got 4 transfers that we can make as well. Okay? And then quarterfinals, we've got 5 for next week. So you might want to save those towards the end of the week so they start on your bench. So you might transfer out a player that's locked into your team, but then that's going to start. So if they go out, if it's a player that's locked in, that's gone out, you might want to transfer them out during the last games of the game week. So you've got new players at the start of your next week, along with your 5 transfers that you will have allocated once that game week start. Foden isn't starting. Do you not think so, Hasib? Why do you think that? It is a bit of nonsense, the rules, isn't it, to be fair? Yeah, rules in FPL are much clearer. I have to say there are elements to this game that I really do like, though. I do like, you know, if they got it all sorted out properly, then that'd be great. But I like the involvement midweek. I like the fact you can swap players on the bench, and I really like the fact you get an option as a captain change as well. I think with FPL, there's quite once you've hit that deadline, boom, you're done. It's just like research until the next deadline. But this way, at least during the football, especially if you're massively involved in football, if you're watching a lot of the games, I think you get your just rewards for being heavily invested in watching the football. So the more of a fan you are and the more committed to it, chances are the better you're going to do in this game, I think. Being able to do this. So I like those elements to the game, and I think there are areas that FPL can improve, but without a doubt, in terms of glitch-free, I mean, I know we had those couple of weeks where it went down when Haaland wasn't on the team sheet just before this kicked off, but yeah, FPL in general is a solid platform, isn't it? It's well established. You know, the thing with it is it's there all the time. It never goes away, does it? Apart from a few weeks over the summer, whereas this has probably been created for this tournament, and they'll probably, I'd imagine, bin it off because it's 4 years till the next one. Yeah. All right, let's go back and have a look at my team. Right, let's end this poll then for the best 7.5 midfield option. Let's share that with you guys. So everybody's saying Ziyech, and to be honest with you, nobody's saying Shaqiri. Nobody's saying Shaqiri. Interesting. So I'm going to go back to my team here now because I do want a player from, like I say, the back end of the game week that can come in for one of my non-performing players, because that always does happen. And that's, you know, that's this last game here. So I'm going to bring in Ziyech. The community has spoken. This is one thing they could do with getting better, having the fixtures and this up at the 7th time. Ooh, and I've got a little bit of money in the bank. Ooh, we like a bit of 0.5 in the bank. We have got 4 transfers we can make during this week, so I like that a lot. Confirm. So if Foden's not starting, it's not the end of the world. I'm not going to sit here and, you know, worry about it. If Foden doesn't start, he'll be out. And I'll just bring Saka in for him. I've got 0.5 in the bench. I'll bring in the player that does, yeah? Or I can look further in the game week and bring somebody else in as well. So there we go. I think that's my team. That's my team selection. That's what I'm going for. I don't think that's too bad. What do you think, guys? Listen, if anybody wants to share their team in terms of like an image, you can go to my Twitter. You can DM me or you can just drop it in. Let's go to my profile. Here I am. Little picture of me in the shed. That's when the camera was facing that way. So it's slightly different now. But yeah, FPL Livesey Lovesit, at Livesey Lovesit. You can follow me. You can send it to me right here, right now if you want. I'll bring it up on screen. No problem whatsoever. I did start building a massive thread, but I don't know. It just took too long, and I just haven't got the time to go any further. Right, let's have a look at some of these questions. So, Sagar Nick, Paul, can you show us that chart of preferable choices of midfield, strikers and defenders, which you have showed us in last day 3 video? Yes, I can, and I tell you what we'll do. We'll go and have a look at said person, because I bookmarked that. That was Fantasy 22. Vuvu Sailor FC. That was the chart there. What I'm going to do is I'll go and click on the dude here and see if he's got one for this game week. Has he got one for this one? No. Match day 3. No, he hasn't. So I'll bring that one up then on your request, my friend. No problem at all. Make sure you give this guy a follow. If anybody else has got anything like this to share, if you are a content provider for Twitter and you've got like any graphs or anything like this, or your opinion, because I really want this to be a community, not just one opinion. I think we've seen a couple of people share their opinions this season and not get it quite right. It's been a tougher season than most, so I think the communal opinion is the way forward. So that's the share on there. Have I missed anybody in midfield? Musiala. It's going home. Ericsson gone. Sané gone. Olmo. I think he's a good choice for Spain, to be honest with you. If you've got the money for a Spain and you want to go Spain and you think that's the way to go. Could be somebody for the back end of the week, maybe. You bring in for one of your other players. I think with 4 transfers available to us, mind you, you can't transfer out a player that's got points, can you? I mean, Bergwijn, no one's talking about Bergwijn anymore, are they? Klaassen still keeps going for it. We don't know if Di Maria and Pulisic are injured. Valverde? Real Madrid player? Is he Real Madrid? He is Real Madrid, isn't he? Yeah, tell me if I'm wrong. Kimmich versus... No, a lot of these have gone, so... I've got Ziyech in here. That is the one I've just brought in. And I really like... I mean, I know he just scored that great goal. But before he scored that great goal, regular viewers will know I was talking about him in the previous stream. I just didn't have the funds to bring him in. And I wasn't going on a wild card for match day 2. I've saved it for... at the end of this game, so I'm going to be playing it next game week, to be honest. So I am literally just picking for this game week with my team today. There will be some upsets. Some of these players are going to go. Right. Let me take that off. Let's bring my team back up. If anybody wants to show me anything, nobody's sent me anything, that's fine. Let me know in the comments if you do. So here's my starting 11. So now, guys, I'm pretty set on this, up until like team news today. What's our first games that we've got coming up to look forward to? So, Netherlands versus USA at 3 o'clock. So, I need to set my team better. I need to bring in Klaassen. We'll bring him in for Fernandes, because he plays at the end of the week. Last game. It's not a bad one to bring off the bench, is he, Bruno? We've got Argentina, Australia. Have I set this all up in the right way? Morocco's second last game, so that's Ziyech. Albert, second last game as well. Happy days. And then Costa, Portugal, last game. So yes, my bench is set up in the right order now. That's brilliant. Let me just... They will be coming on. There's no two ways about that. Well, possibly Alisson's got a good shout first. Messi on captain. Right, I haven't chosen my captain yet. So, let's have a look. Oh, I'm so tempted to go for Richarlison. So tempted to go for Richarlison. No, I'm not going to captain Messi, to be honest with you. I'm going to captain Mbappe up against Poland. Messi's been at the heart of everything, but he hasn't scored loads of goals. He's not as prolific as he once was, albeit one of the best players of all time. He's in 72.5% of teams. Wow, we haven't looked at that. We'll go and have a look at who's the most selected in a few moments. Because that's always an interesting look, isn't it? 7 points, 9 points, 3 points. So what did we get? We got 1 goal in that game. Goal and an assist up against Mexico. I've got Australia. Maybe I should have captaincy on him. Maybe I'm overlooking one of the greatest players of all time. I think there's a part of me wants to go, let's have a captaincy poll. Let's have a captaincy poll. And then I'll go to the comments. Who's the favourite? So, oh, bad. Start a poll. So we're going to go Mbappe. We're going to go Messi. Going to go. I'm going to go Richarlison. You think I'm mad, don't you? This is where I go wrong sometimes. Because I'm an Everton fan. He's ex-Everton. I still love him. Mbappe, Messi, Richarlison, and I'm going to go for Fernandes as another option. Bruno, or best put Bruno, actually. Right, captaincy. Just type in there, best. And then I will get to your questions whilst this is running. I think it's quite easy sometimes to go for the Mbappes and the Messis, but is there a reason for that? Anyway, right, you have a go at that, guys. Don't forget, drop a like in. I've had 14 likes. There's 30 of you watching though, so can I get a few more? Right. Let's go. Where was I up to? So, is deadline minute of first game kickoff right, John Hyde? Yes, it is, John Hyde. I wouldn't leave it till the very last minute though. Maybe go 5-10 minutes before. We did have this week when Mbappe, when the France squad was announced, we did have issues with the site crashing, and I was having to make me transfer. I mean, it was, to be fair, it was back up in time for the kickoff, but everybody's on a wild card, and I would expect that last hour before the game for it to be quite a busy website. So I'd certainly have your team set now, you know, to a standard that if it does crash, you're happy with it, and your captaincy choice in place in case that does happen later, because, yeah, we know this game is full of glitches. Sebastian's asking about my team. I have my team Noppert, Sosa, Alba, Hernandez, Ziyech, Klassen, Olmo, Bruno, Mbappe, Messi, Richie, Martinez, goalkeeper, Saka, Sandro, Trippier, and 2.5 mil left in the bank. Okay, it's not bad, but you're not sure about Saka and Trippier in your team. I don't think Trippier is the same player for England that he is for Newcastle. So if you've had him in your FPL team all season and he's been like, you know, FPL god for you, there's other players in this team that you know, take on some of that mantle. And also, I don't think he's a guaranteed starter. You know, we've seen in the last game, Walker came on, plays for Man City, and he's got that relationship with Phil Foden. They play in the same team, albeit Foden does tend to come from the left more, but, you know, they'll be playing there together in training all the time. I'm convinced of it. So I think Walker, for me, is probably first choice defender for this game. Gareth won't want to give it away, but I think he will bring on a Trippier or a Trent Alexander-Arnold late in the game. But that's just my view. Anybody else in the comments wants to debate that, then please do. Hence why I've gone for Shaw, because I think he's a more nailed starter in defence. Okay. And yeah, Saka and Foden, that is a debate. But what you can do, we've got 4 transfers this game week. Whichever one you go for, you can swap it to the other once the lineups are out. That's not a problem. All those transfers. Okay. So I won't stress about it. Choose which one you think it's going to be, and then you can just check the funds. I think they're there or thereabouts in price. Messi on captain. We'll find out in a minute. The captain poll is running. Jordi Alba is nailed in the 11. Last match he was on the bench. Don't know, to be honest. No, possibly not. But then they rested. Did they rest? Let's go and have a look at SofaScroll, because I have got Jordi Alba in my team. Was he just rested though because of his age? You know, his assists were there beforehand. Where's Jordi Alba? I'm in Spain. I'm in Brazil. What do we think, guys? Does Jordi Alba start the next game? I think he does. I think he's just had the rest. Look at this creativity attack. So he started 2 games. He came on in the final game. So when they needed something, they went for him. They called him in. So 2 assists so far. Created 1 big chance. 1.3 key passes per game. Well, he's 33. Again, he's one of my 4 transfers. I could swap it to another one. You think he was just... Let's have a look. Messi on captain. We'll get there in a moment. Right, let's have a look. Sebastian. Maybe a bit better than change to Mbappe. Yeah, we've got those options. I think there's a part of me that really wants Richarlison, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll have a look at the poll in a minute. I'm not looking at the poll as we go. We'll do that together. You get 2 chances as captain. Yes, you do. I think Mbappe can mostly score the goals from counter-attack and Poland will be defensive. Yeah. I think Poland will try to be defensive and save it for the last sort of 10-15 minutes and where anything can happen. Poland have better defensive headers. Thanks for sharing all your opinions here, guys. Messi first. The change for Mbappe if he blanks. Yeah, I think that's the standard, isn't it? And you know, maybe I'm just trying to look into it too much. You think your game's glitched? Why do you think that, Rani? What's going on? Let us know. You got lots of expensive players and you still have 6 million in the bank. Well, add up the total. Does it come to more than 100 million? Kieran Brooks, this is just coming recently, so I think that's about Alba. You think he was just rested? I do as well. I do. The same at Rani Torres. So Sebastian, you think your game's glitched? I thought my game was broken. Also unrated, do you have an FPL league? Champ Boy, you're a legend. So are you, Champ Boy. Welcome back to the stream, my friend. Yes, I do have an FPL league. It's called the Who Really Loves It League. Let me drop that in here. Why not? Seeing as you're asking. I went on this the other day. Looks really strange. Right, leagues. Don't know why it's so big. Invite people to join the league. Copy auto join link. Oh, massive love to you, mate. There's a few people joined from India. Harry Travo's on before from India. Lovely to have you on board, mate. I really appreciate all your support. So Control V. So that's my FPL league. If anybody wants to join that'd be great to have you on board. Right, has anybody sent me? If there's anything you want me to share, by the way, if you are a content creator on Twitter or anything like that, we've got an opinion, or you just want to, share your team, how it's looking at the minute, because we don't get to see that, do we? Then by all means, I can DM me at where am I? At Livesey Lovesit. At Livesey Lovesit on Twitter. FPL Livesey Lovesit. That'll be not a problem at all. I can just bring it up. He is the boy, isn't he? He is. That was the biggest celebration for any, apart from Gareth Bale's penalty for Wales. That was the biggest goal I've celebrated in this World Cup. And I am, if anybody's wondering, now that Wales are out, Brazil are now my team. Richarlison plays for them. They've got a player called Everton. I had a Brazil shirt, which I wore it for years, which came as part of a promotion when I used to run the pubs. It wasn't an actual Brazil shirt, it was a bit of a knockoff. I wore that for years. So yeah, I love Brazil, and Brazil are just the kings of football, aren't they? They just get you excited, and the way they play it. So yeah, it'd be nice to have a team that might win something. Yeah. So yeah, they're my second team in this. I didn't do any unlimited budget glitch. No, I haven't done that yet either. Let me just see what you're talking about. Right, should we have a look at this poll then? Captaincy poll. I'll give it 1 more minute. Get your votes in for captaincy. Get your votes in. It's pretty defining, to be honest with you. Then I'm going to, based on the questions about this, the budgets, I'm going to add up the cost of my players straight after this. I'm not going to do it sort of halfway through. Don't know what I'm just confirming there, but I'm confirming it. Because there's a few people saying they've got a glitch. It's because they gave us plus 5 million for this match day. Your squad value... What? This is news to me. My squad value is 105 million. That was never in the rules. I read every single rule. Right, I'm going to end the poll now. Last chance. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. The poll is ended. Right. Unsurprisingly, Messi first choice, Mbappe second. Richarlison, my cheeky little thing that I quite like the thought of, would be very differential. I think I'll be risking it by doing that. It's a big risk. Big risk. With Argentina playing today and France tomorrow. Yeah, I think I am now going to put my captaincy on. Let me confirm that. Onto Messi. So there we go. That is it. That is now... Apart from any team news as we go, that's my team set. So I'll leave that there. Let's work out if I've got 105 mil. So Alisson. So we've got 6. We'll add it up as we go on. So 6. Shaw's 5, isn't he? So 11. I'm just going to make this a bit bigger. My eyes are not the best. So 6, 11, Hernandez, 5, 16, 21.5. Let me know if I get my maths wrong along the way. 27, 33, Casemiro 6, 39, 47.5. 58, 59, 69, 69.5, 70, 77, 82, 91.5, 98.5, 104.5, and yes, I've got 0.5 in the bank. So yes, we have a £105 million budget. Now where is that? The 12th man booster beside Messi, Richarlison and Mbappe. I have not got that booster left, but I think it's a great time to use it. I don't know who I'd bring in if I had a 12th man on this one. Right here, right now. To be honest with you. Who would I bring in on the 12th man on this? I don't know, maybe Gakpo. Cheeky punt there. Don't know. See, we've got 105 million. It's not in the rules. Is it? We all have. When it says next fixture, change it to prices. Okay. That's, oh, is it on there? Nothing there. I don't know. Anyway, the fact of the matter is, other people have got it, and I've got it as well. Gakpo for Richie, not for me, mate. And then eventually change. No, I'm not going to be. Oh. Problem is, if I put him in and he plays and he gets his points, then I've got to waste him for somebody on the bench. And if you have a look at my bench, I think I'll just end up in a bit of a quandary of what's going on. I don't want him tying up a spot. I'm sure he's going to do all right. I just think Richarlison's going to do better. He's a great. I think if you've got Gakpo in your team, he's a great shout. Absolutely. Absolutely. Right, let's have a look. Why Foden, not Saka? Because I think Foden's going to start. Hey, that's Fikri. Great to have you on board. I think Foden will start. I think the way he played in the last game, he's a shoo-in. And he'll be one of the players, once the lineup's out, if Saka is starting ahead of him, then I'll swap it there and then. And that'll be one of my four, because he's one of the ones I don't think that I'm unsure if he'll start or not. Apart from that, I think Alba's another one I'm unsure if he'll start or not. But I think everybody else, pretty much, unless they get injured, is nailed on. You know, now we're getting to this stage. We know. Yeah, I think Rashford. I think it'll be Foden and Rashford. To be honest with you, I think the team that played the last game, I think will pretty much start this game, and I think it will be Walker playing at right back as well. To be honest with you, over Trippier. Hence why I've gone with Shaw at left back. And I think that Man United link up down the left and that Manchester City link up down the right is pretty key in terms of those partnerships, familiarity, understanding each other, moving forward. So yeah, I think Rashford will start. To be honest with you, Deadly Mantis below the arrow. Below the arrow. Is this like the 105 million bit again? What arrow? That arrow? I don't know what you mean. Let's have a look who's most selected at this moment in time. Isn't Otamendi better for a defender? Possibly. I'm just not a big... I've never been a fan of having centre-backs in my team. It's probably one of my downfalls, actually. Not selecting many centre-backs. But I do prefer full-backs, generally. Usually got more opportunity to sort of like get forward in terms of attacks. Obviously, I know there's corners, so there are some, centre-backs who are, I think Maguire could score from a corner. Van Dijk could be a great possibility from a corner as well for the Netherlands. None of those are springing to mind straight away. It's right to the goalkeeper. Price. Okay, so I can bring up the price there. So this changes what's underneath. That's funny. Right. I'm going to be going shortly. So, last chance to get in any questions that you want. I've got to go Saturday morning. What time are we on? 9:35. Saturday morning. 2 little girls that might want to go out for a cheeky walk in the woods or something like that. Bit of fresh air. Well done, you found it. Congratulations. Cheers, mate. Right, last chance. If you let me just share the league code again, because I will not be once this game week kicks off. I won't be inviting anybody to join the league again after this. I don't think that's fair. All the people that have been in it since day one. There we go. There's the league code. Right, any further questions? Remzino, thank you for joining the thing. Do you think I've done that one? Benaya Jonathan. Isn't Otamendi? We've had that as well. Instead of Molina. Possibly. I did look at some stats earlier. I mean, he's not nailed on for me, to be honest with you. I just want an Argentinian defender. Okay, then let's. I'm gonna have that last minute as a last poll. Best Argentine defender. Best Argentine defender. So, Otamendi. Let's just go back to my team. There's a cheeky reminder. Country. Argentina. Position. Defender. Give us a like while you're here, guys. By the way, I've just seen. I've had a few likes. Well done. Thank you. Much appreciated. Molina. Martinez. Foyth. Who should I have as my fourth option? Who's been playing? Is it Romero? Been playing, hasn't it? Let's just check these guys have been playing. Yeah, 6 points there. I know Martinez has been playing. Yep. Tagliafico, he hasn't played, has he? No. Came on there, no. So I've got Otamendi, Molina, Martinez, Romero. Ask your community. That's a good shout, that. I put him in early doors just as I was building the defence. So best Argentine defender. That's an interesting one. That's what you wanted to say, but you don't know why. No, me neither. I don't think. Where'd you enter the code? Martinez never plays. Molina got 9 points in one game. Otamendi has a better spread of points, so I'll say Otter. But I am looking for one game because I've got my wild card still to play. So I am looking for just the one game. So I'm looking for somebody who can bang. Let's have a look back on SofaScore. Maybe this will influence you all. Don't forget, guys, if there's anything you want me to share, if you've got any like content that you put out on Twitter, any graphics, anything like that, then, you know, FPL Livesey loves it. Send it to me. What's this notification? My mate Harry Travo Audi, I was talking about before. Make sure you give him a follow. Absolute legend of the game. Watches so much football. Plays fantasy and really bloody good at it as well, to be honest. In our FPL league, in my FPL league that we have, he is the guy with the highest all-time rank that plays in our league as well, at something like 21,000 in the world. So, yeah, absolutely give that man a follow. We're going to have a look on SofaScore, Argentine defenders. Come on. No, let's go forward again. There we go. Because I'm not convinced. I'm not exactly. I just know I want one of them, basically. So in terms of a SofaScore rating, first one to come up, Otamendi. All right, then, okay. So he's obviously getting involved. Acuna, this doesn't show on minutes. Let's have a look at Otamendi then. In all honesty, I didn't consider him because of his centre-back position. But look, he's key for... He's getting into the opposition half, isn't he? He's played every game. Okay. Expected goals really low. What's his key passes and things like? He has had a shot on target, though, from outside the box. But only 1 in 3 games. Key passes, 0.3. I think he's got just as good a chance as the others at a clean sheet. Just as good a chance at a clean sheet, but has he got the the chance for? I mean, he's going to get tackles, but will they be getting as many tackles in against Australia, or are they going to dominate the ball more so? But if anyone's going to be, he's good at that, I suppose. But I'm looking for people who are going to get goals in defence. Goals are the key. 7 points. If anybody point me towards a goal-scoring defender that I should bring in for, then let me know. That'll be a great option. You've got to have a differential to gain points. I've gone Depay as my sneaky pick now. He's building fitness. If anybody was on right at the start of the stream, A, thank you very much, because it was quite a while ago now. But B, I think Depay is a great shout. His expected goals so far 0.9%. Sorry, not 0.9. So he's the highest XG in terms of that hasn't actually got a return yet. And I think Netherlands are going to go, if you haven't got a wild card, I think Netherlands could go quite far based on their scoring is being spread around the team. And I think when you rely on one player, it can be quite difficult. But when it's spread, David Klaassen's getting involved, Frankie de Jong's getting involved, Gakpo's getting, massively, involved, 2 or 3 assists for each of those. Returns for each of those. Depay is the man that hasn't yet. So yeah, I very much like what you're saying there, Deadly Mantis. And if it wasn't for the fact, for me, I suppose that's the third striker slot, isn't it? That's the third striker slot that people are sort of like looking at today because, I think we're all going Messi and Mbappe, aren't we? And it's this third striker. I mean, I could put him in, I suppose. When did Brazil play? I could put him in. And if he doesn't haul, Brazil play. No, because then I'm swapping out these players on my bench. You got me thinking now. You got me really thinking. Yeah. Right, let's have a look at this Argentine poll. We'll revisit that in a second. Okay, last chance. Got 10 seconds to get your votes in on the best Argentine defender. Otamendi, Molina, Martinez, or Romero. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so that poll has ended. And everyone's saying Otamendi is a better Argentine defender to have. Better than... But Molina does come in second. Thing with Molina... As you can see, he's playing... I mean, this is his corners, isn't it? He's in the box for corners, so he is getting in the box. Let's go and have a look at Molina. And then I am going to have to go shortly. I am. Molina. Classed as a midfielder in the game. See, he's playing out on the right. He's getting forward. He's got more chance of an assist, I think. Played every game. Started, was brought on in the game he didn't start. He's played in every single game. He's had an assist already, so he's, we can see he's got that in his locker. One key pass. Accurate crosses per game 0.7, so he's happy to cross the ball. He's doing taking on a dribble. He's not been getting booked, so that that's points deducted as well. Like I say, I like the fullbacks. I like her, and always have, but it's not looking the most creative. So Gakpo is better than Depay. Remzino, do you know what? If I was choosing to sign a player for my club right here, right now, 100% I'd be going Gakpo. I just think, sometimes it's quite easy to chase the points, go for the player that's been scoring. But it's also quite easy to ignore him because you might think that. It's balancing those scales, isn't it? But he's scored in his last 3 games. I think if he goes on to do it, scoring this next one, then he becomes a full-on record breaker for Netherlands in the World Cup. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's just what I think. And my mathematical brain, sort of law of averages, does kick in a little bit alongside that. So, yeah, not so sure. Not so sure on that. Let's have a look. But he does. He's looking hot, isn't he? Some lovely finishes. I love him at Everton. Break the bank in January, Frank. Bill, let them unloosen them purse strings. Imagine that. Everton signed Gakpo. I think the world would. I think we'd have a real player in our hands there. Real player. That'd be great. Anyway, let's have a look. Monkey Man, my regular every time I'm on a stream, joins us from Denmark. Thank you very much for joining, mate. What are we up to? We're selecting our team, mate. We're selecting our team, and this is where I'm at. We're just currently debating the Argentine fullback. I'm going to stick because I like a fullback. Otamendi's obviously going to score massively today. But the fact he's had an assist in the tournament already, hopefully his confidence is up for Molina, and he can get another one. He can get another one. Right. I am going to, if anybody's trying to decide between Gakpo and Depay for Netherlands, because they are, if I'm right, their first game up. I'm going to start a poll on that. So, because that's an interesting one. Because one's got an XG that looks like he's about to score any time. Hence my thought for Depay. Best Netherlands forward. And one's been doing bits already. This'll be an interesting one. Do you go for the XG that's looking like it's about to bang? Or do you go for the guy who's been delivering? Go. Gakpo, Depay. I do think Frankie de Jong is a great option. I think they're all good options in midfield, but I just think Klaassen gives you that little bit extra. He assists and goals. Seems to be quite involved. Yeah, Depay's 12 goals in 10 qualifiers. Yeah, but it's just like fitness coming to the World Cup. Totally agree with that. He's been the main man for the Netherlands. So I think he is. I think he's a great shout. If I wasn't on Richarlison, then I think I'd have him, mate. I think I'd have him, but I want Richarlison for that game against Korea. I think he's a better shout. Let's have a little sip of me cold coffee. Cheeky Everton mug. Big shout out to my team. There, look, there's the dream. My name on the back of a shirt with number 9. Best mug ever, that. Thanks, Dad. KD, Molina is better, but a minute's risk. Yeah, absolutely. But if he's not starting, when I look at my team here, I think we've got 4 transfers going into this game week, haven't we? Once the game week has started, we were looking at the rules before. If you weren't on the stream, then that's the case. You've got unlimited transfers till the deadline, and then 4 transfers during the game week. So the players I'm not sure if they're going to start are Molina, Foden, Alba. That's it, really. That's it. Who I'm not sure are going to start. So there's 3 players I think are dodgy. I've got 4 transfers, and once the team news comes out, then I'll make those decisions during the game week. And I've got 0.5 in the bank for a little cheeky upgrade if I need to, if I'm there or thereabouts. Richarlison stroke Gakpo. I'm confident Gakpo will score. For me, I've gone Richarlison. I've gone with Richarlison, and I'm interested to see are people, and I've been very guilty of this in the past. You know, chasing the points, going for the player that has just hauled. You know, it's very easy to sort of like look at the total points for players that have just scored a load, but you know, there's not many players that haul back to back. Do you know what I mean? Erling Haaland's an example. You know, there's players that can. Salah can, but he's obviously he's not here. You know, there's players that can haul back to back, and there's nothing to say they can't. But mathematics does come into it a little bit. 2 more minutes, and I'll share this Gakpo Depay poll. It's an interesting one. Giving up the vape in New Year, by the way. Gave up smoking last January. If anybody wondering what I'm doing here, and I'm on the electric cigarette, which I don't like. I think they're bad for you and can damage your lungs as well, but they'll be going shortly. I think Foden will start. Monkey, I do think he'll start. So that's why I've got him and not Saka. Oscar asking next, should you go Gakpo as 12th man or Kane? I think Kane. If I was choosing between those two, I'd go Kane as 12th man. He's on penalties. Who's on penalties for Netherlands? I'm not too sure. But also, he hasn't had a goal yet for England. He hasn't scored in this World Cup, and he'll be desperate to get on the team sheet, without a doubt. So for me, if I was going 12th man, I had him as 12th man in my game week 1, and he got an assist, and yeah, he got me 7 points, so I was happy with that. Forward, Gakpo or Richarlison? I've been with that one. Richarlison for me. Not that I was right, that's just my opinion. You make your choice. But with, I saw a tweet last night, I think it was World Cup Totoro. XG for Brazil last night was 2.76. So they needed their striker, basically. Somebody to put the ball in the net. So I'm expecting that up against Korea. You were thinking for some reason, I think Morocco will put up a hell of a fight. I do. Wouldn't surprise me to see Spain go out, to be honest with you. It wouldn't surprise me. You know, in fact, I was going to pick an upset. I'd say in this game, the biggest upset could be, I think Switzerland. I think those last two games, Switzerland and Morocco, up against Spain and Portugal. To be honest with you, could be the biggest upsets of this round. This is a tight game, Netherlands USA. I don't think it's, although I think Netherlands will be the favourites. Let me just show, because anybody's wondering, here's the odds for the games. Now this is on Odds Checker. I'm not a gambler. I don't do gambling, but I've started trying to look at, because as I was talking about before, I've always, not always, when I'm trying to analyse my performance, I'm looking back, and I think I do sometimes, and it's very easy to do, chase points. So you're watching Match of the Day, or you're watching the game, and you see somebody doing amazing, you're like, right, need them in my team, they're absolutely flying, or they look great. And then you bring them in, and obviously they've just banged the week before. Like I said, not many players haul back to back. So yeah, I think those are two games right at the end of the game week that could upset. Those are the biggest ones for me. Sandro's injured. Oh, right, okay. Is that the Argentine defender? Richarlison against Korea seems good. It does, doesn't it, mate? Breathe there. Do I need to slow down a bit? That's the ADHD kicking in, that. Good call. I don't know which one was a good call. But thanks, if you're talking to me. Is Gavi a good call? I don't have the money for Olmo, or should I go Klassen over Gavi? For me, I've got Klassen. I don't think Gavi's looked that dangerous, has he? To be honest with you. Let's have a look on SofaScore. What's he been up to? I mean, he's got red here, hasn't he, in his stats straight away. So, played all the games. Been taken off, though. He's averaging 75 minutes per game, so he is sacrificed. So, you know, I always look at that and think, if he's the one being taken off, has he been that good? So, is he a shoe-in for the next game? He scored, obviously, but that was in the game. That was in the rout. You know, everyone scored in that game. Shots per game, he's not averaging 1 shot per game. He's played 3 games, so he's only had 1 shot in 3 games. So he's not your goal scorer. I don't think that you're looking for. Key passes 0.3. For me, Klassen wins hands down. Look at Klassen's stats on that as a similar. And it's bizarre because he played for Everton. Have I spelt this wrong? It's not Klassen. Davy Klassen. There we go. What did I do wrong there? Class. Oh, double S. Let's have a look. He's had 1 goal. Started 2 games. Minutes per game. This is World Cup 22, yeah. So I don't think he started the first game, did he? He will have come on. We started the 2 after that. I don't know if he was injured. Let me know. And he's had 2 assists, 1 goal already in those in averaging 49 minutes. And from what I've seen, he think he's more involved. You know, he can take penalties. I'm not saying he is the penalty taker. Hasn't got the best penalty conversion rate, to be fair, but he's taken penalties along the way. You can see 14 for the clubs he's played for. I mean, I think if you can go Frankie de Jong, you got the money for him. He could be a better option, to be honest. Yeah, see, his creativity is much higher already. Technical ability, more tackles. Had the 1 goal. He's played every game, so more minutes per game. So, you know, he's far more nailed on in that sort of sense. 1 goal, 1 assist. So, you know, so they're there or thereabouts. This is why I think Depay's a really good option up top, to be honest with you. Right, let's share the poll. Gakpo or Depay? And 86% of people going Gakpo and 14%. Well, it says 85 there. I don't quite know how that works. Have gone for Depay. So, yeah, more of a differential shout. Don't forget to subscribe if you're watching now. And a like button. That'll be great. I'll do more of these as we go through the World Cup. Right, I'm just going to go through these comments now. Quickly. And then that'll be me. Let me just put my team back up there in case anybody would like to see who I've gone for. It's just joining. So I don't think Gavi's a good call. I think Klassen for me, to be honest. By the way, please make your own choices. Don't hold me accountable. These are just my opinions. Anybody else want to comment, then please do. Spain will be the upset. Yeah, I can fully see that, mate, to be honest with you. Is it an upset if we're all saying the same thing? No. Ty, should I go big goalies, or do you think Noppert and Alisson are good? I think Alisson's the one to have, to be honest with you. I've gone big goalies. Well, I said big. I've gone Costa and Alisson. Because Alisson is the one I want first and foremost. I think he's the one who's probably got, you know, the most guaranteed clean sheet out of everybody. And then I wanted an option to be playing after him. So I then went and chose who I thought would be the best option out of Portugal and Spain. And I think, like you say, Morocco have the best chance of an upset. So I've gone for Costa as my backup goalkeeper. Morocco have been looking good. You think you might go Klaassen, Alisson or Emi Martinez? For me, Alisson. R9, 12th man. Like, in your team. I mean, yeah. Like, if you've not got him in your team, then yes. You know. I just wonder if, do you not want to keep him for the run-in? Brazil look like they're going... Could be going all the way. I mean, a lot of people's favourites for winning the tournament. On the tweet I was looking at yesterday. Let's have a look and see in my bookmarks. I think I saved it. Yeah, this is Grace Note Live. At Grace Note Live. So give them a follow for something like this. Let me bring up that picture there. We've got all the numbers on the screen. Yes, we have. Let me just extend that slightly because it's... missing a bit of the edge of the screen. I'll do that. There we go. So, England. So, the favourites. Brazil, 67% to win. Portugal. This is World Cup prediction. So, this is based on their own forecast and predicted results on Grace Note. So, for me, those are, you know, if you're not going to wildcard, you want some of these players in your team going forward. This is... I don't think Portugal are going to go that far. I think they could be gone. England, France looks tasty if it gets to that, doesn't it? Very close. I think France. Why are Portugal so highly rated? I don't quite get that. I don't quite get that, but maybe they should be. Maybe they should be. You're surprised by my lack of French mids. Which French mid would you go for, Deadly Mantis? And for which one? I think this is almost me out of here. I mean, nobody's ripped it up for them. Rabiot's obviously, I think that's a good shout. Rabiot, to be fair, 6.5. He is a good shout because he's playing just behind that striker, isn't he? That's a good shout. How much? 6.5. That's what the fixtures. Well, it's someone I can bring in tomorrow if I've got somebody to transfer. I hear what you're saying actually. Rabiot, yeah, Rabiot. He's one of the best players at the World Cup. You're French, so not biased at all, but obviously watching all of their games as well. Okay. So if you were me, would you take him out for Klaassen? Ahead of the USA today? Keep him in because to bring him in, I've got to lose a Foden. Maybe I should have him in instead of Ziyech. Thing is, I've got Hernandez in defence and Mbappe, and I'm not somebody that really likes to go all out on a team just in case of that, you know, that upset. That win, it can really leave you, certainly on a 1 week team, can really leave you in the doo-doo. Now I've got Mbappe, I've got Hernandez. Maybe if Klaassen doesn't start today, because he's 6 and I got 6.5 in the bank. Oh, see, now you've got me thinking. Now you've got me thinking. Well, I've got the option. I'm gonna sit on that one. Like I say, Klaassen, I think's been involved. Right, I'm going to put a poll out on this one. I think this one's close. Rabiot. I really am going to have to go, though, after this. Rabiot. Best mid option. Rabiot or Klaassen? Who do you think? Who do you think? Rabiot or Klaassen? Get your votes in now. Because obviously, if I start with Klaassen and he plays, and I transfer him out for Rabiot, then he doesn't come in, does he, till next game week? And I'd have to sacrifice one of my other players to bring him in. But I think he's going to start. You know, he's had 2 assists, 1 goal already, hasn't he? You take him out for Casemiro. He's looked amazing, and they're up against Korea. Then I've got 2 Brazil already. What about Ziyech? Would you take him out for Ziyech? Hey guys, thanks for joining in. I'd go for Gakpo. I've gone for Richarlison in that whole scenario. Gakpo, Richarlison. Alright, get your votes in. Rabiot or Klaassen, interesting. Very close. It's currently 50-50. So, I've got 35 of you watching now. 6 votes in. Who do you think? Who's going to score the most this week? Rabiot or Klaassen? Or Casemiro? I suppose I've got that option as well. It's a good shout, actually. Am I with Casemiro? See, I talked about him after the first game. He'd hit the post and he just looked really dangerous. And I like the fact he can get tackle points as well. He's playing those passes. He's playing, when we looked at his heat map before, yes, he's playing second, but he's quite an advanced role. I think Brazil are going to have a lot of the ball. And he just looks hungry. And, you know, great. He's just been great, I think, so far in the World Cup. Absolutely fantastic. It's an interesting debate, isn't it? Casemiro, Klaassen. I'm going to take... Right, 10 seconds. I'm going to end this vote. It's an interesting one. And I'm going to put Casemiro in it. I'm going to do the same poll, but with Casemiro. I'm going to throw Ziyech into the equation as well, because even though he's 7.5, for me they're all around about the same sort of, got potential for similar, returns basically. Foden, I think, can absolutely smash it, and so can Fernandes. They're like my premium mids, if you like. And Richarlison's going nowhere. Right, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Get your votes in now. I'm literally just about to end it. Rabiot, Klaassen. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So, Klaassen tops it over Rabiot. It's only 12 votes though, so it's not the biggest sort of like look as well. No, I'm gonna stick there. I'm just like loving the. Let's have a look. Deadly Madness. Play a game and go take the kids out. Yeah, I think you're right, mate. I think you're right. I think you're right. Will Saka play and Acuna? I don't think Saka will start. My opinion. I think it'll be Phil Foden, hence why he's in my team, but we can change him as we go along. And Acuna, I've got no idea, to be honest. Hopefully someone in the comments will save. Listen, on your way out, hit the like button, please, guys. The more, the better. Help build the channel. Obviously, I'll do this for FPL as well, and I'll be doing it a lot more. I'm not working anymore, so at this moment in time, thank you very much. I'm on record lights. I had over 700 people joining the video today in total, so that's lovely to see. Right, have a great game, match day 3. You never know, I might get 20 minutes. You know, if speak to me good lady wife, maybe make her a nice bit of lunch or something. I might get 20 minutes before kick-off for any lineups, any last-minute changes before the Netherlands kick off. 3 o'clock against the USA. All right, then. Take it easy. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. And if I don't make it later, hope you smash some points. Thanks very much. Bye.